All right, so as promised, an update. You can see our marigolds out here are gone. So we did some transplanting. So this tomato was in one of the little black pots that we had in the garage. So we moved it to this bigger pot, and then we put this is one of our garage marigolds. We put that in here. We're gonna see how this one does outside. We get quite a bit of sun in the backyard. So we just kind of want to see how this guy does out here. So especially he's got a bigger pot, he'll get quite a bit more natural sun, well, all natural sun. And then we got our marigold friend in there to hopefully help deter bunnies. Not that I expect rabbits to come up our deck stairs, but you never know. So Ian is just adding a little bit more water to our flowers that are sprouting up over there. I did take one of the tomato cages from our dead pepper plant, and we're utilizing it in the garage, which you guys will see in just a second. So real quick, I'm going to do some of our other flowers that we had. It was like a nasturtium and then bee and butterfly mix that we're doing fairly well. We just replanted in our front flower bed. So those have a new home in our front flower bed. And we'll show you the new setup. So a little bit different, as you can tell. We've got the table moved over here. So we'll still use it as a garden table. Right now it's just kind of off to the side. We're just kind of running out of room and we're trying to reorganize. Hopefully our shed will be coming in August, so we might be able to move it out there to have more room in the garage. So otherwise, this is our new setup. I did turn my phone to the side, so hopefully that, I don't know how that will do when I post this, but anyway. So we had some extra wood and some of this plastic that we were going to use to build a greenhouse, but we decided to kind of see how things go before we kind of jump in and get things too crazy. So but we've got our yellow tote here. Ian found this on the side of the road, so people look out for stuff like that, because you can use it for some cool stuff. So we've got two of our tomato plants in here. So this one and this one were in the smaller black pots. We've got our dill back there, our chives down here, and our basil over there. So we're going to see how well these all do together. I believe dill and basil and chives really help with tomato growth. I think, I can't remember 100%, but there's certain plants that help other plants grow really well. So we do have one of our lonely little pepper, since the other ones died. We've got him down there. We caged our blue bucket tomatoes. The leaves on these are also curling like they were outside. I've done just a tiny bit more research. So tomato leaf curling can be from over or under watering, or just not watering appropriately in general, over pruning, like soil, I don't remember what it was, magnesium content or nitrogen content or something like that. Not enough sun or inadequate sun, stress. So there's a myriad of reasons why the leaves can curl. So it's pretty hard to tell unless you're an expert. Our neighbor says his tomato leaves curl all the time and they otherwise do well. The research I did also said that it's not a death sentence, so it's just, may just be something minor missing here and there. But anyway, we also have the marigolds from our deck, which you'll recognize in these white pots. So these are the 3 yellows, the buckets from the yellow bag, which was that flower and garden soil that we got from Lowe's. We just decided to call it quits on those and focus on these guys from the red soil bag, which was the potting mix Ian got from Lanahaw. So this is our new setup. Again, we've got cages on these guys. we've got our light set up. We just hooked it up. We added a different beam up there, which was actually pretty good because our storage rack was bowing, so that kind of worked out in 2 different ways. So that's what we got there. We had everything repotted. This yellow bucket actually does have the bottom half. So we drilled holes in the bottom. Just what was it? You did an 1/8 inch. Yeah. So an 1/8 inch hole, several holes in the bottom. We have that black paper stuff that you put down to help with weed control. We put that on the bottom just to make sure that the soil itself didn't get out, but water should still be able to get through. So, and then we did the bottom half of the flower and vegetable garden soil. We just want to get it used up. And then we did the top half, we added about a 1/4 cup or so of our Dr. Earth homegrown, organic and natural, the tomato, vegetable, and herb fertilizer. So we did about a 1/4 cup. We just have this, it's a Chinette plastic cup. I measured and it's about an actual cup. So we just have that labeled and we keep that out here. So that's a nice thing to, it's cheap and easy, and I just had it at home. So we got a 1/4 cup of that mixed in with here, and then we mixed all the soil together in that yellow bin. So, and then we added a little bit more of the potting mix from the red bag into some of the smaller pots and to the tomatoes as well. Gave everybody a nice cold drink, so everybody's watered.
You see how bad that stuff is?
Yeah, that stuff is not our favorite. It's probably good for, it's hardy, so it's like thick and dense, so I'm sure it has its purpose, but for what we've seen for our vegetables in our pots, it doesn't do the greatest. So it might be better maybe for adding it to like your outdoor garden perchance, whereas this stuff, it's a potting mix, so it's probably better for like potted plants would be my guess, but I'm not 100% certain on that, because we didn't use anything like that in our outdoor garden. Outside, we've just been using one or the other or both for our indoor plants. So anyway, but that's our new setup for the time being. We'll continue to see how things grow. We've got a couple more ideas again for that guy. Hopefully our shed comes in August, so we may be able to move him back out there. But we have all of our trays that we were able to keep from previous use. We got our white bucket still. We are saving, our baby is now eating baby food, clearly. So we are actually saving the glass jars, and we're going to use these for seed saving. So we'll take the outside label off, and then we'll be able to label it with which seed is in which jar. So that's kind of our plan for that. We may use it for different stuff in the future, but and then what we don't need, we'll just get rid of. So, because nobody needs buckets and buckets of jars for no reason. So we've got some mason jars in there as well. Our shelves that we got from the salvage yard, we just got them up here for storage. All of our extra buckets and pots are up here. Some of our other supplies is up here as well. Pruning shears. So we just did a little reorganizing, especially since we wanted to get that big yellow guy and use it and transplant all those other plants into one. So we'll kind of see. I know my cousin in Canada uses big totes like this in his garden for various plants. So we'll see how everything does. And
Canadian Proud, Get Outdoors.
Yeah, Canadian Proud, Get Outdoors. That's his channel. So clearly he's in Canada. So if you're not in his area, some of the things that he has for you may not be pertinent to where you live, but he has some good advice in general as well. But yeah, so that's what we got so far, and we'll just keep you updated on everything.